What's good, YouTube? What's going? It's your boy, Spiritual J, back in this bit. Fuck going. Today, I got two topics I want to talk to y'all boys about. I'm going to be preaching about a little bit. Number one is about why being lonely is the best option, best life decision, or just decision. And number two is spirituality. And that's all. But we finna get into this shit, fam. Do not skip. Watch the full video through. There was a reason why you was sent this video. God sent you this video for a reason. So just hear me out, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So let's get into game shit. All right, so look. So we're gonna start with why being lonely is the best life decision, the best option. So boom. So for I ain't gonna cap. I never really had a problem, or it was never problematic to me on being lonely, or being, well, the same shit, but it never was, because I've always loved to be alone. Like, even when I had multiple friends and shit, like multiple partners and shit, people I was cool with, chilling and shit with them, and, I can be around them and still feel like I want to, be to myself and shit, because, I was to myself all the time, and, I enjoyed it, and I really didn't like being around a whole lot of folks, and shit like that, because, it throws my vibe up and shit. But, sometimes, nigga have fun and shit, forget about, the lonely shit. But then, after that, I get to, want to be by myself. And, a lot of times when I tell people that, I just want to be chill by myself and be alone, bro, there'll be times where I, literally, my friends and shit, my partners and shit, the people I was cool with, hanging with, I literally would, leave them and go sit by myself, no cap. They had, a garden at at the school I was going to before I graduated. And even when I was in 9th grade, bro, I loved to sit right there, bro. They had a garden, where they had a little plant right there, and then they had this concrete board thing you could sit on, and I used to sit on there and watch YouTube videos, or I used to sit there and just do productive things, because I love to kind of breathe in Mother Nature, kind of just, dwell into that mind state. You feel me? So being lonely was just never a big subject for me at all. I feel like it's the best life decision, especially nowadays in this generation. They have a lot of people you're gonna come against. They're gonna have a lot of demonic people that come in your life and destroy you. God only send no people there to see if you're ready for this battle, see if you're ready for, the world, see if you're ready for, whatever the world has to offer towards you. If you fail to proceed and progress through that demonic, tribulations and shit, then he would say that you're not ready for it. So he's going to keep those people around you and see if he can give you another chance, Hopefully know that. But back to what I was saying. So it's just I've never had a problem with it, Even now, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have no bit right now. It's by choice, I could just get into a relationship, but it's I want to stay single, because it's the only thing I enjoy to do besides making music and making money and shit like that. I realized that money and listening to music and making music is the only thing, besides my family, is the only thing that does bring me joy, makes me, fucking, what I'm saying, vibe for real, because, bro, I just can't be around a lot of people, a lot of folks and shit, because it's just mad annoying, people energy. I don't like loud ass people. I don't like to be around a lot of people. I don't like people at that, So if I, even, talk to you, and at that, even with people I'm cool with and shit like that, people I know, people I vibe with and shit. Bro, I barely talk. I'm the quietest motherfucker you'll know, my nigga. Real shit. I'm so much to myself. Even when I had, I was in school, bro, nigga, you wouldn't even know that I'm in the room because of how quiet I was. But a lot of people knew me, so you know the chances was slim because everybody was always talking about me and shit like that. Not no negative shit, but it's like a lot of people knew me from middle school. A lot of people from middle school went to the high school and shit. I mean, went to my high school and shit. So it's like everybody remember me. So yeah, and you know. I've never had a problem with it. So, I was always in my own lane, always chilling, always vibing, and never fake the persona to fit in with nobody. Everybody you ever seen around me is just generally off a friendship, fam, or, a relationship that's built, fam. You feel me? Anybody that I ever clicked with, twin, like, it's just basically off of my own vibe, of my own persona. I've never faked a persona, never faked a character trait, never faked a fucking none of that shit, bro. Never faked a fucking, none of that, bro. Like, I've never faked nothing to fit in with nobody or fit in with no group. Never tried to, be one of that type of niggas, because I always had my own shit I was doing. I was always on my own shit, Always was vibing on my own. Always was. Like, I've never needed no crowd to vibe or to, just be that, you feel me? Literally, like, I always didn't, like, come on, bro. Oh, leave that shit. You know that. But now we talking about this relationship shit. Look, so my first love relationship, like, I had my first love, it was about a year ago. And I said something. Like, we almost made it into a year. Like, we almost made it to a year of the relationship. And I said some dumb shit, tribulations came around and shit like that, people, this and that, third. And I said some dumb shit, some real fucked up ass shit. And, I apologize for that shit, but once I said what I said, they was throwing every negative movement they could towards me, every negative thing they did, everything that's negative, they did it, and they started entertaining people, started throwing shit to piss me off out of anger and shit because of how, I hurt them because of what I said, which I apologized for several times, trying to make up, try to do this and that. I was even considering asking my mom to borrow the car so I can bring the girl out so I can show her through my actions that I really meant my side. But, time just isn't always at the right time. So, things just always occur and shit like that. So it's just like you just, go with the motion, Everything's not always about timing, It's always about the present, or just say now, you feel me? You just always gotta, be in the now and not the past and shit. And I drug my past into a relationship because it's like I was still holding on to hurt. I was still not healed. I wasn't healed. Before that relationship, I did a relationship for 3.5 years. And I guess I needed more time to myself because I didn't heal like 100%, but I was like 85 or 80% of healed. So I was able to, I was like, fuck it. So why not just get into another relationship? And I got into a relationship. And, the start of the relationship, shit was bad, because we broke up, first time and shit, because of an ex and shit. So, and because they thought I was talking to my ex, which I wasn't. I just reposted something. They reposted like my music and shit. And I posted and didn't think there was gonna have a consequence to it. And that was something dumb I did, and that was my first fuck up and shit. So we broke up, and then we had got back together like later on that day. And I probably should have just left the person alone, left them alone. But it's like I had got so attached, I get attached quick, like, but I don't show emotions for real. Like, I really don't. Even then, that you can, like, me and that person don't talk, they blocked me, they got me blocked on everything, That don't bother me at all because at the end of the day, life goes on with or without the person, You know, I don't give a fuck if I had the longest relationship with a person. I'm gonna move on. My life gonna keep going on. I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do as a grown ass man. I'm gonna keep on doing what I gotta do to proceed through life with, you know, God gonna always carry me with this. He gonna carry me, help me bury or, you know, just be lifted from that weight that's being put on my back and shit. So, you know, God was always on my side. That's why when she left, or when we, not she left, but when we broke up, she blocked me and everything, this and that, third. Yeah, I was hurt. I was hurt. But then I had to do self-reflection. I had to take a step back. I had to take time to love myself the correct way because while in the relationship, you know, I was working on myself because I had, you know, I had to fix myself. I had to better myself in every aspect because, yeah, I'm not perfect at all. Nobody's perfect, you know, and I knew that I wasn't perfect. So, you know, my toxic trait was being toxic, you know, and I love the toxic shit, you know, and I still do, but it's like I know how to control the toxic shit to a certain extent. So I'm able to control it. And then when I was in the relationship with her, I didn't know how to control my emotions. So anytime I bottle up my emotions, you know, like I said, I grew up on tough love, so I've never really explored my emotions to people or folks like that. So, you know, so it was just like I grew up on tough love, so it was like hard for me to explore my emotions or talk about my emotions or talk about anything that I had going on myself. And, you know, I've always just balled it up and, you know, tossed it aside and kept moving on. But then I started realizing that was a bad habit for me because then I started, you know, lashing out and psyching out on people and shit. And then, you know, I had to kind of, right after the breakup, I had to kind of deal with it, kind of sit. Like, I'm glad that it happened, you know. We broke up for a reason. It was for a reason. God put me in that position for a reason. He sat me down and talked to me for a reason. He had me feeling that type of pain for a reason, you know. It was for a reason that he removed them out of my life. I'm glad he did. Ever since then, everything's been going good for me, only in God's will. And, you know, I appreciate God and you know, I hold God up so much for that because it's like, I thought I couldn't get over the pain, but it's like I wasn't showing that I was hurt or anything like that. You know, it's more sort of I was just, you know, hurting in silence, you know. As a grown ass man, I don't talk about my emotions, you know. So I was just wallowing in my sorrows, wallowing in my fucking tears, wallowing in my own thoughts. Or like it was even at a certain extent to where I was questioning myself. I was questioning, am I good enough? I was questioning a whole lot of shit. Am I just not that, this and that, there? You know, why am I never able to keep a relationship, this and that, there? But it's like I'm a good looking ass nigga. I know y'all sick. This bitches be flirting with me up and down. Every store I go into, any place I go, if there's a bitch, she gonna flirt, you know, ask me for my number, you know, and I'll be hella declining that shit, like overly declining that shit. You know, I've been celibate, you know, on my celibate journey for about almost a year, you know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of myself, you know. Proud of myself. Even then, I didn't even like fucking for her. Like, I just was just like vibing and, you know, doing my shit, making some money. That's what I love to do, hustling. But when they was no longer there in my corner, when I needed them the most, you know, and I've had they were starting arguments or we argued and I had a lot of shit going on. They didn't understand. I didn't talk about it. So, you know, I can't put the blame on them, you know. I can't put the blame on them. So, you know, I balled up emotions and, you know, like I said, say some dumb shit. And I guess that ruined the relationship and had her feeling hurt and and I guess I hurt her, you know, in a way. And so she was just balling up with a whole lot of anger towards me and just putting a whole lot of anger towards me and just, you know, doing a whole lot of shit, you know, entertaining people, texting people. Well, texting one person, it was just entertaining one person and shit like that, you know. And she was doing it out of anger to piss me off and shit so that she can hurt me. And she told me that she purposely was trying to hurt me so that I can feel the pain she felt. The thing is, I felt more hurt than she can ever feel in her entire life. Okay. I've been heartbroken 3 times. Okay. I've been promised. I've been made promises. I've been like a whole lot of shit, And like I said, it's just, I had to, when we broke up, that shit hurt. It did. It took the living soul out of me. It was like I couldn't get over them. It was like I couldn't, you know, go to sleep without them being on the phone, or I couldn't like stand not seeing them, not hearing the text from them, or this and that, third, because I was so overly in love. I was, I really didn't know how to like, observe that shit. Like I didn't know how to sit in and digest that we're no longer together. Like this shit and all that. And it was just very hard for me to, like I said, it was hard for me to explain my move shit. Even to her, she had to sit there and force it out of me. But, when I ever like piece some weird shit or felt hurt, I would be quiet and just let shit go the way it does and not say shit. That's how it was. And in every relationship, that's how it was. For me, for any female I've ever talked to. I've only had 9 real relationships and talked to 876 females. And I only been cheated on 3 times. You feel me? 3 times is a good ass record, but shit, like, nigga don't like to be cheated on. That's why a lot of niggas just be quiet and shit. A lot of niggas turn into that. That's what I turned into. I turned into that demon for, like, once I got that one. I promise, like, that shit set me straight. Like, it did. It opened my eyes. It opened me to a lot of new shit. It opened my eyes to things I need to work on for myself and a lot of things I need to choose for myself. Like I said, it had me questioning, was I ever enough? It had me questioning myself, it had me questioning what was the purpose I was put on earth and this and that there, because like I realized that I can't keep a relationship. I realized that I'm no good at no relationship. So it was just hard for me to keep any like relationship at that, But it's like when I feel hurt, I cut people off, and not saying that I will cut you off silently and you won't ever hear from me again. And trust me, bro, I got so good at that shit, bro. I cut a lot of people off, a lot of folks off and shit, but didn't know that other shit. But shit, I had to learn to that shit. Like I had to adapt to it and adjust to it. But like I said, I didn't show that I was hurt. I didn't show on the media I was hurt because I'm not a media person. She was. She took everything to the media. Every time we have an argument, she go to the media. She runs to the media. If she feeling hurt or sad, somebody does something, she go run to the media. And I didn't like that, And you can't have a meeting and then expect me not to have a meeting, because she was so insecure of me having social media. She didn't want me to have social media because other bitches, liked my pictures and shit like that. You feel me? Following me, just even TikTok and shit like that. She didn't want me on it because she was so insecure. Whether she could admit it or not, at the end of the day, it's life. Like I said, life moves on with or without you, And I've learned to let that shit go, twin. I learned to let that shit go like a year ago. While I was sitting there wallowing in my sorrows and fucking wallowing in my motherfucking tears and shit like that and silent. Like, nobody never knew I was hurt. Like, literally, my folks, my fam, they didn't know I was hurt. They didn't know what I was going through. They never even knew that I broke up. Like, we broke up. Like, I never said nothing, But anytime that, like, they ask what happened to such and such, I'd be like, come on, man. Like, I in my head, I'd be like, why they gotta keep bringing this bitch up? Like, why they gotta keep bringing this bitch up? So, but, after that relationship, I tried with somebody else. Shit didn't work out. She got pregnant. Miscarriage came about. She went and did some foul shit. Overly some foul shit. Like, and, after that shit, because I was gonna try to give the relationship shit another try. Because I ain't gonna knock it. The female, we have chemistry. And we knew each other since elementary. I knew her since the 2nd grade. And she's always been my girl best friend since the second grade up until the fifth or sixth grade, and she moved and went to Texas and shit. And we was texting each other. Then I lost her number. And she had got a different number because she went into a different region. But she didn't, like, her mom couldn't. I ain't gonna speak on that. That ain't my business to tell. But shit, lost her shit. She came back down here about a year ago, and I was single. But when she came back down here, like, she asked, before she seen me at Walmart, she asked my partner if I had a girlfriend or whatever, or what's my Instagram. She got my Instagram. She texted me. She was like, "Oh, this such and such, and you remember me?" And then I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You got a girl?" I said, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh." She was like, "I just wanted to check on you, see how you was doing. It's been a minute since we talked the last time, seen each other and shit." She was like, she back down here. She just wanted me to know that. I'm like, okay, cool. So that was last time we had talked, and then I seen her at Walmart. I mean, she seen me at Walmart, and then she called my name. I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?" And then I seen her, and then I'm like, "Oh shit, that." And she was like, she said, "You look different." She said, "You had a big ass look." I said, "Yeah, for sure." She was like, and mind y'all, this is after probably the day that me and the girl stopped talking. And so I'm like, fuck it, why not? Like, I gotta do what I gotta do. You feel me? So I try to give another relationship. I try to get that shit a try, but she overly did some foul shit. But the moral of this shit I'm telling y'all, bro, or the moral of the story of this shit, twin, is that I learned that I don't need no relationship. I don't need nobody in my corner. I need anybody to feel good or feel like, I need somebody just to love me, because I've just did that shit and rewrote myself and reconnected with Mother Nature and shit and tapped in with the higher self, or I tapped in with the higher version of myself. And now I have so much love for myself that I've reconnected with my old self, reconnected with Mother Nature, reconnected within the roots, and reconnected with the earth style shit. I adapted so much love for myself, fam. Like, shit, it was like atrocious. Like, I never thought I'd, be able to do that shit, because, even though I have acne, twin, I make that shit my flaw. Okay, I make that shit my flaw. I know that acne is just it's not a life shit. I mean, a life sentence shit or a lifetime shit, but it's something that's just gonna be there temporary. It's not there permanent. It's something that's temporary. A bit can't say I got a small dick. A bit, like, cause I overly make a bit leg shake after I get done fucking them. A bit can't say I got a shrimp. A bit can't say my D ain't good. No bit can't say I don't look attractive or fine or none of that, because I do. They can't say none of that. So they go for my acne, or anybody, like, just, overly, they just go for that other shit, and I know that, that was one of my insecurities and still is, but I made it my own flaw, so that, I am comfortable enough in myself that it was to a point to where, nigga, I wear my hair in my face, and I would wear my hair in my face to cover it up, because, I was so insecure of this shit. And so when people talk about it, I'll be, it would kind of make me mad, because it's like, damn, like, nigga talking about my face, like, motherfuckers must not know that we human beings, like, we go through this. Like, when you hit puberty, you go through this. Just like when your balls drop, you hit, like, you go through that. It's like when females get you feel me? They cramping and shit. So it's something that's, temporary. It's not something that's life permanent, That's the moral of the story. The moral of the story of why being alone is the best life decision is because you avoid a lot of things. You avoid arguments, you avoid situationships, you avoid being heartbroken, you avoid being trapped, you avoid, being stuck in a marriage, you avoid friendships that's not supposed to be, you avoid a lot of negative people, you avoid a whole lot of fucked up ass life decisions that you choose to make if you just stick to yourself and be by yourself, enjoy your loneliness and just vibe with yourself and just only be, having fun with your family and people that you really are close with. They don't just have to be your relatives. They can be your friends, just anything, your boyfriend, girl. I mean, shit. It's just like, you just gotta sit there and enjoy life by yourself. You gotta get up off your ass because there's no time to be sad. They don't have much time for you to be sad because life don't pass on as you're sitting there wallowing into the past and shit, dwelling into the past. Life gonna be moving on while you're still stuck into the past. So it's always better to focus on the now then, So you just always gotta get your life together, get yourself situated, start getting some pay, start, investing time into yourself, investing, if you're on a business, if you want to be a businessman or a businesswoman, invest in that money into a business and start your own company or something, Invest in music, invest in, being a social media influencer, invest in a whole lot of shit. Like, that's things that can take your mind off of a lot of shit, And I promise you, once you strive for it, the hardest you strive for it, the more that it will come to you, The people that struggle the most, and I really feel that, when, X said this, but I really felt that shit because the people I've seen struggle the most, like the heart, they struggle the fucking most. God always come and clutch for them. God always watching them. God gonna always have their back no matter what. You feel me? But I learned that I don't need no relationship. I don't need no bitch. I don't need no friends. I don't need none of that. I do have partners and shit, but I do have people. Even though, bro, like we don't have to talk every day. We don't have to talk, consistently just for me to be cool with you. Or, to let you know that I'm cool with you, you feel me? We can talk here and there, let you know that we, cool and shit like that. We can kick it and shit, or you feel me? Link up and shit like that, smoke, shit like that, But there are days where I like to keep to myself and like to enjoy it by myself. Fam, it's like, I don't even be on social media. Like, the only reason why I be on social media now is to promote music. Other than that, you will not hear from me. You will not see me. You will not hear from me at all. Like, even past relationships, like, you did me bad in the past, fam. Like, I promise you, you won't hear from me ever again, bro. If we broke up, you won't hear from me ever again. If you cheated, you won't hear from me ever again. If you, manipulated me and this and that, third, being a narcissistic ass person, you won't hear from me ever again. If I even get the feeling like you want some weirdo shit, like I'm cutting you off, you won't hear from me again. That's how I am now. Like, my heart has no more type of, emotion towards it. And even then, when I did have so much of a heart to give, I didn't really have emotions. I explored my emotions, showing it through my love language is touching, bro. Like, I like touch, feel me? I like showing love through touching and kissing, and kind of giving, to the right people instead of, to the wrong people. I realized that you gotta watch out for people's characters, and before you get into a relationship with somebody, you gotta peep their characters, their environment, their surroundings, the people they hang around and shit like that. You gotta really, watch for that because the people that hang around will always tell how they is as a person. 100% facts, game. 100%. I ain't telling no lie. I ain't telling no lie, bro. Feel me? Oh, they ain't telling no lie, no cap. But I don't know why I did my hand like that. The hand gesture and shit, that shit was mad sus. But bro, I'm telling y'all, bro. Once you start seeing that shit, fam, your worth as a grown ass man, fam, You got cheated on, you got used, you got manipulated, you got left, you got broken up with, a whole lot of shit. Like, you are a king, man or woman, you are a king or a queen, no matter what. No matter who tell you what, you are a king or a queen. Find your worth, and I promise you, you will see that you are more than people say you are worth. You find your higher self, and you realize that you're more than you're worth. Put yourself at a higher standards than you already have your standards at. You know what I'm saying? Never go for the sheep. Never go for the demon. Always go for the sheep. If y'all can't feel that quote, do y'all little research. But it's like, I've been wise since I was 11. My mind was always different from everybody else. Even though I was having fun as a kid, my mind was always different from everybody else. I didn't have too much problem being alone. I never tried to fit in. Never tried to fake anything. Never tried to do none of that. Even now, like I said, I don't fake shit. Like everything I say, how I talk, how I pursue myself as is how I am in person or generally. I'm a good heart at best, you know what I'm saying? I'm a lover boy too. At heart. Down to the motherfucking bone, I'm a lover boy. But it's like, I'm just single right now. I'm just vibing and chilling on the single shit because it's like single shit is treating me best other than being in a relationship. A relationship caused me too much stress and shit like that. And I realized that when I'm not in a relationship, I have a glow up. And I have, my mind be in the right place. When I had my first love and shit, my mind wasn't in the right place, but it was like I was still trying to work on myself. And then she had a lot of problematic shit going on, so it was like I was balancing out with negative energy and then positive energy. And so it was like in between. So some days I would act cold, some days I'd be lovey-dovey, some days I didn't want to talk. Like, I'm gonna be 100% with you. I'm gonna keep it blow up, bro. Like, I didn't even want to, majority of the fucking time, bro, I didn't even want to be on the phone with the girl, no cap. But I loved her to death. I didn't want to be on the phone with her, because, I felt like I was being suffocated because it's like I couldn't have my space. Anytime I did, like, I didn't want to say fucked up shit like that because, nigga did care about feelings and shit, I consider her feelings and shit, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, I always kept it G. I made one mistake of keeping one secret from her. And that was not telling her that the woman at the Dimitri clinic, facial cleaning shit, was flirting me. And, I overly wasn't flirting back with her, but she was, mad young. She looked like she was 22. She might, she was 22. She looked so fucking young. She looked like she was 19, 18, my nigga. But she was flirting with me, overly flirting with me, nigga. And I was giving her dry ass responses. And I didn't think there was no need to tell her that she was flirting with me because I felt like I wasn't doing anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't flirt. I didn't fuck her. I didn't do none of that. But she still got mad at the fact that I kept it and said that I can't keep my dick in my pants. But generally, I could. Like, even then when I was, fucking her, but like, I didn't even engage in it for real. She was the one engaging. So it's like, I was always just focused on other things or worried about other things, But because of her, she taught me a good ass lesson. I thank her so much because I opened my eyes to reality. Opened my eyes to the realistic thing that's going on and shit, besides relationship shit. That relationship shit, gone. Like, yeah, I want somebody to come find me, a godly person, a loyal person, a faithful person, somebody that's gonna be there for me no matter what tribulation come around, somebody that's gonna fight back and forth for me, somebody that's gonna bend their back and forth for me, somebody that do anything for me. That's what I want. No matter what cost, no matter what type of tribulation, no matter what type of negative fucking shit come around, they're gonna just always have my back. That's what I want, But I ain't going looking for that because, looking for it, you're gonna always find the tree bops, the boppers and shit. So I'm just, enjoying my loneliness until the right one comes around. But even then, they gonna have a hard time dealing with me because it's like, you know, the last relationship taught me a lot I need to learn because I was so vulnerable, so open book, but I wasn't open like exploring my emotions, but I was like open with a heart, like a good heart, like just to have like I I got out of retirement of being in a relationship, fam, just to have my heart broken again, and that's what that was. And then it hurt worse, but it was like I said, I sat in that pain. I really did, and it feels good to sit there in that pain and dwell into it and kind of move on from it, because if you don't, then later on that pain is going to still be there. You're going to be still stuck in the past. You're going to be hurt. You're not going to be healed. You're going to, if you're in a relationship and you're hurt, fam, you're not healed, you're going to hurt your partner in every unintentional way. You feel me? You're going to hurt them, you know? And I've learned that, you know, through past experiences and shit. You feel me? So that was something I had to learn, you know? But it was overly love for that girl. So it's just like, you know, I was doing everything she'd applied by. She said she didn't like this. I'll try to, you know, fix whatever, this and that, third. If she didn't approve of this, I'll see what I can do about it. You know, I was all in for that girl, no cap. You feel me? But like I said some dumb shit, and that made the relationship go down the drain, and this and that, third. So that made her view me as one of them other niggas that, you know, hurt a girl and shit like that. So it's like, you know, but shit, we ain't even on that type of number. But moral of the story, fam, don't, even then, like, she put, I'm not sure, like, she was always sending me, you know, these quotes and these, you know, YouTube couples and shit and this and that there. And I felt like she was trying to portray or paint the picture as if we was those YouTube couples and trying to fit that into our relationship. And I guess, you know, she needed a lot of reinsurance, what I didn't have no problem with doing. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, she was insecure about a lot of shit. So, you know, I tried my best as, you know, as a boyfriend, you know, tried to make it fit. I mean, I tried to fit everything to its need, you know. So everything was calm down and, you know. But yeah, moral of the story, fam, don't go looking for love. Love yourself first before you hop into a relationship. I'll say enjoy the solitude, enjoy the loneliness, enjoy your peace and passive motherfucking lifestyle, because I promise you, relationship comes with a lot of ties, a lot of with spending money, a lot of which I don't have a problem with, but it comes with a lot of mood swings, a lot of dealing with this and that bullshit and a whole lot of shit. It just comes with a lot of things you gotta prepare for. So I advise every individual to kind of stay single. If you don't want to stay single, that's your choice, you know. But me personally, I think that I enjoy being single more than no cap. Just cause, you know, I don't want to be hurt no more. You know, don't want to be like, it's not like, nigga, I've cried one time on the phone with her and shit like that. Cried one time and I regret that shit because I showed that I was weak and vulnerable, and I would never, never do that shit again, ever, in my entire lifestyle. You know, not lifestyle, but ever in my lifetime. But, you know, I had to learn from that. That was a, you know, past experience. You know, I had to learn from it. I had to, you know, evolve and grow from it, you know, and now I'm here still evolving, but in a better mind state, in a better space, in a better fucking place where I was at. You know, I was in a kind of dark place. You know, I was mopey, sad, you know, a little bit of depression, shit like that, because it was hard to get over her. Even though she wasn't the best looking female, like, I ain't gonna cap, she, you know, she was pretty, you know, I ain't gonna knock it, you know, I'm gonna keep it blow up, but it's like, they had females that look better than her, but she made every female look, you know, dumb, ugly. That's how it was. And so, you know, once we broke up, I seen that, you know, I seen that it was just those emotions making me feel that way and shit. But it's like, I'm not a easy ass nigga. I'm hard. Like I promise you, like I'm not that easy to get. Now, especially now, you're not gonna get me easy. I promise you that. I'm not on them, go ass niggas. I'm not an easy ass nigga. I'm not. That's gonna hit your shit the first day type shit. You gonna have to wait like 7, 8 months before I hit your shit. No cap. If you can't wait, then we just not meant to be that. Life goes on. That's all. But shit. We off that topic. Just you get the picture of the moral of the story. So I already told y'all multiple times, but next topic. So boom. Next topic is spirituality. For the folks, I don't know why that shit right there. So for the folks that, my bad, kind of spaced out a little bit. For the folks who don't know what spirituality means or the meaning or the whole concept of it is, spirituality is basically something or a knowledge or a side of high version of yourself that awakens once you unlock the third eye. Once you unlock the third eye, you become a higher version of yourself. You start to look at the world and have a different concept of everything that you come across, or every situation, or everything, in general. And so it's something that puts you in a higher mind state, and you start looking like your pupils. You will notice that your pupils would be more dilated, be more, a little bit more in the middle, would be more bigger, because your eyes is going to work with your brain. Everything has to process with your brain. If your brain dead, nothing's going to be able to process it all. So that if your brain dead, nothing's going to work, Just like if your skull was half fractured and shit like that, you're going to have some type of, trauma to the brain. And when you have trauma, that usually causes, the function of the body to fuck up. And so half of your body is going to be able to work, which is the case. And, they have some human beings that are born like that. Some people that get injured and, incidents and shit like that. And then it causes them to have half of, brain damage and shit like that. So you just got to really, just do shit differently, shit like that. But if you're born with it, it's just overly positive about it. You know what I'm saying? But I really started to run into it, like I said, I've been spiritual since I was 11, 10. But I never really taken it into consideration, so I was just always different, but like I said, bro, anybody that was ever around me, anybody that I ever clicked with, hang around and shit like that, talk to, chop it up with, which is basically built off of my own energy, because I overly have nothing but divine energy, bro. No cap. I'm goofy at heart, and when it comes to realistic shit, I get serious then, but goofy at heart. Feel me? I know the times and the times when not to do shit, and the times not, At a point, there was times where people say, "Oh, do this," and I still do it. It's because I'm hard-headed, and I tend, I had problems with just really listening, sitting back and really listen, and that was my problem, and then I had to fix that. Like I said, I was working on myself, so a lot of things I had to fix, a lot of things I had to change up, a lot of things I had to switch up and shit. Started trying to do shit differently, even now, I'm still evolving as I get older. Age ain't nothing but a number for me. Not, like that, but it's when it comes to me, my age is just another reminder of me, getting older and kind of maturing more. And I mean that. But, when so look, I'm gonna tell you my first experience when I first opened my third eye when I was younger. Bro, they had this creature, this big ass monster with angelic wings, no cap, standing over me, talking to me, and then I woke up in my hands, like it was literally, it had green aura on it, no cap, I'm not telling no lie. It had green aura around my hands and my whole body and shit, and then I had, got up all the way and started tripping out, and I thought I was tripping, so I splashed water in my face, got up, and this is when I was living in PJs, but I splashed water on my face and shit, and I was like, am I dreaming? And I didn't really understand because, yeah, I was young. I thought I was just a dream or something. So, yeah, I let it off. But then I had seen this shit again and then woke up and it was like, I seen it several times. And like, oh, shit, this shit is crazy. But I didn't tell anybody about it. It was just like the shit happened, it happened. But I seen the dream again and then it was like, they was talking to me. And it was like, you are now the chosen being. Hope you enjoy while you're alive. And I'm like, okay. But it just never really clicked in with me with that, what it meant by, what they meant by it. So, I was just, kind of clueless about it, but it just, the higher version of me always stuck with me, even though I was immature and mature at the same time at a young age. My mind was wise, my mind was bigger than everybody else. But it's like my mind was steady on a rampage, like about other shit. But then when I get serious, it's like my knowledge shoot up. I have a high ass IQ, but when, when I used to, like, back then, normally, like, nigga, I wasn't feminine. Like, nigga, I had to, like, that. But shit. And then when I was 16, 17, I started back, like, matter of fact, I was 16, 15. I started back meditating. And I started to feel a different change in myself and shit like that and this and that there. But it was like I was meditating inconsistently. So I was just doing it whenever I needed to blow some steam off or something like that, to kind of recollect myself and kind of come back at any situation I was dealing with or, anything that was going on at the time. And then I'll come back and I'll be in the passive mode, the very positive mode, Don't get it twisted, bro. I used to talk to myself and shit, no other shit, no, feel me? But I used to talk to myself and shit. That's not third. And yeah, I am crazy. But I used to talk to myself, bro, and even now, bro, like I have 4 personas of myself. I have the Reaper, I have the good angel, I have the good-hearted person, I have, the negative person that's just, sarcastic. And yeah. And I promise you, I don't want to meet the Reaper. The Reaper haven't came out in about like 5-6 months. Okay. But shit, like, I learned how to control everything, learned to control emotion, learned to control all them character traits or personalities, as you want to say. And learn how to control a lot of shit, And then once I had that breakup, like I just told y'all, people thought, like, bro, it was for a time being. People thought I went crazy after meeting the girl and stuff. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say it. Me, the girl named Gabby, bro, like, we broke up. We stopped talking, departed, whatnot, people afterwards, people thought I went crazy and shit. People thought, I lost my mental and shit like that. I went insane and shit after we broke up. But it's like, this what I've been working on. I just never, explored it out to nobody or say anything about it because it's something I've been working on, I've never been the type of nigga to kind of exploit my business for maybe when I was younger, but when I, got older, I stopped talking for real, And I got very even then, like younger, like I was quiet, but then, I tend to say stupid shit and shit like that. And then, you know, but, I had got older and stopped talking so, I was just enjoying my mind and shit like that, be in my own shit, just vibing, cooling and, whatnot, you know, and shit. And then after I broke up, it made me tough self-reflection. It made me think about it. It took me probably 2 weeks or 3, maybe even a month, to get shit right, And then I started hopping on the path of, divinity path. And, I started praying more than I usually did. Started praying every day, started, talking to God and everything to kind of get me out of this, motive or get me out of this pain. But I had to realize that I had to sit down and feel that pain in order to get over the pain, Even though I wasn't crying or none of that shit, I was sad and mopey and depressed, a little bit depressed, you know, and realized that, everybody's not perfect. I wasn't perfect. She wasn't perfect. Nobody's perfect. You feel me? So I learned to, adjust to not being aware anymore, and it worked. I was talking to God every day, praying, meditating, dwelling into Mother Nature, reconnecting with myself, talking to my higher version of myself, unlocking the higher conscious and shit like that, opening my third eye more than I already have it open, So it was like I was open, I was just trying to better myself in that respect. Because while I was going through that breakup, it's like I got so comfortable being lazy. Even while in a relationship, because they had so much problematic shit when I was working, because they had females and shit, flirting with me and shit. And so they was insecure, so I tried to fit or tried to make them feel comfortable. So I quit my job and shit because of them. I never told them that, but that was the reason why I stopped going. And I had found, even though I was making money from music and shit, making a couple $100, $900 to $800, and getting money from my label and shit, I ain't gonna exploit that neither. I found myself being comfortable with putting shit off and getting, lazy and shit, and that bum motive, that bum, sitting down and sleeping, depressed, all this bullshit, And then, like I said, it took self-reflection. I had to get off my ass and do shit differently. You feel me? But if y'all want to see part 2 of me talking about some more spiritual shit, because I'm ended off right, I don't want this video to be too long. I'm gonna put the other shit I'm gonna talk about in a separate video. So, y'all boys, stay tuned for that shit, too. And your boy, gang shit.